Oh, what's going on, everybody at Daffy Corporation? So today I'm going to be talking about, well, first, sorry for not uploading last week. I was busy, but so today we're going to be talking about, well, James Allsop, I think that's his name, well, probably won't recover. Emperor Jared. Well, those are all. I just named 2 channels off the bat that are dying. And today we're going to be talking about history of horror. 1898 to I'll say 1898 to 1922. It was in 1896 called Devil's Castle. And this movie is likely to see the light today because basically films back then were made with silver nitrate, which catched on fire extremely easily. So it's a miracle that this film even survived. It was still around over 120 years later. And plus, these basically were cast. Plus, this was back then in 1896. This must have scared a bunch of people. Like back then, it was people believed you could scare people way easier back then. And back in 1896, this must have been extremely scary at the time. And the YouTube video adds eerie music to it, which fits pretty well. And its original name was L'Hymne du Diable. And had extremely good special effects for the time. Like, it's actually more interesting. The thing is that this is actually extremely interesting. There are tons of things that came from horror from 1900s. Some of them are extremely short, like a lot of these are extremely short. Most of them are, and the longest one only being 17 minutes, releasing in 1906. And of these 6 movies, it's actually interesting how they actually made these, because these movies are extremely not really that scary. But some of these are really actually pretty good, like The Haunted House. Yeah, The Haunted House. You don't see a movie called that, The Haunted House, anymore. You know why? Because people think it's a parody. And I mean, most of these didn't even come from the US. Most of these come from other countries. Which is why we're gonna go into the 1910s. One of the most lost movies was The Golem, which released in 1915. Only 4 minutes survived of this movie. It'll most likely never resurface. You know why? First of all, silver nitrate. It probably decomposed by now or burned down in a fire. So this is completely lost. And do you know what? Even its parody, Golem and the Dancing Girl, was a parody. And this movie is completely lost. And you probably won't be able to find it. There's also a movie called The Vampire, which there's 2. that came out in 1913. One of them has seen the light of day. Another one probably never will resurface because silver nitrate. I mean, I guess it could. But it'd be sure. It's like Metropolis. We found that in like an old theater, and even that would probably be, I thought that no one saw coming to resurface. Dracula 1920. Basically, no one knows that this movie exists anyway, so. And it may have never existed, it was just found in the vampire book. So maybe this movie existed. I wouldn't be shocked if this movie existed, but now there's no proof of it, which, I mean, most films before 1929 don't exist anymore because they just don't. They're just like impossible to find because they didn't really save movies back then. They didn't really think it would be worth it to do. Anyway. Alright, there's also Dracula's Death from 1921. Completely lost. But there is a Dracula film that did survive that came from 1922 called Nosferatu. And basically, Nosferatu, there's whole legal troubles that they had to change the monster named Warlock, but most prints still say Dracula, and they had to call it Nosferatu. I mean, the legal troubles were gone at least. It's more scary what you don't see than you do see. Bye. I was prepared for Lost horror movies, but whatever. Bye.